All right, today I'm going to show you how to do a quick test of an ignition switch for a riding mower, zero turn. A lot of your mowers have the same switches on them. So I came out to start my mower and found that would not even turn over at all. And I originally thought that it was the battery, so I charged the battery that sits down here below the seat, and did not improve anything at all. Still will not even try to turn over. So I'm going to show you real quick how to test the ignition switch. I figured out that is the issue with mine, and then I will show you once I get one ordered how to test the difference between this old one and a new one. But ignition switch just sits in right here, very easy. 2 screws to pop this dashboard out, and then just a couple little clamps, and your ignition will pop out of that hole real quick. So this is what it looks like. There are several different ones. This one is pretty standard though, that you'll find on a lot of zero turns or riding mowers. It is 7 prong, so there's usually a 7 prong or a 5 prong, but I'll show you real quick how to test this and what I found was wrong with mine, and then we'll get a new one ordered and show you the difference. All right, so to test this, you want to get your voltmeter and turn it to the setting where you can check continuity. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. If you have one that's got a volume button on it, flip over to that one. That way you can hear when you complete the circuit. And so when I flip this over, mine, as I said, is a 7 prong. So there's a lot of different letters in there, and you'll be able to see them stamped in beside each of the prongs. So I'm gonna make sure my key is turned all the way off, and then I'm gonna check the G and the M. So that's my ground to my magneto. Okay, so I'm gonna check that, and I have nothing. So it should be beeping right now. So I have one in my ground, the other one's in my magneto, and so this should be beeping right now to let me know that that connection is good. So I have nothing there. From there, I'm gonna check my light. So I'm gonna turn my key one time over to the light setting, flip it back over, and then from here, I'm gonna check off of the B. So I've initiated my battery. So I'm in my B prong. Now I'm gonna come up and touch my lights. And I'm not getting anything. And so far, 0 for 2 on this switch. Last thing I'll check is battery with your solenoid. That's what you use to start it. Solenoids go into your starter. In order to do this, you probably need 3 hands, or have to kind of hold a lot of it with one hand, because you have to be turning the key. So I'm gonna put one of these in the B for battery, the other one in the S for solenoid. I'm gonna hold both of these with one hand. If you can't hold them with one hand, you can get some alligator clips or get someone to help you. So I've got one in the S, one in the B, and now when I turn my switch, so that's what the other one should sound like. So that one's working fine, but my other ones are not. So I'm going to order a new one just like this, and then shoot another video and show you the difference of testing a brand new one, and then get it installed and see if we can get it running. All right, we're a few days later now. I've got my brand new ignition switch in. So I'm gonna show you the difference of the way it should work. So testing this one in comparison to the other one, with the new one, I'm gonna go into my ground switch and my lights, and you'll hear the beep. So that component is working. Next thing I'm gonna do is go over to the battery, which is here. And again, these are labeled, so it's labeled with a B. And for my battery to my solenoid, which is over here. So these two that I have going on now, you should be hearing a beep once I turn the switch. So again, I'm got my prongs in B and S for battery and solenoid, and I'm gonna turn the switch and you'll hear the beep. Get it fixed right. there's the beep. So now I've got everything on my ignition switch working correctly. So this was the problem. I think this was $14, $15 off of Amazon. I just matched it up with the exact same kind. There are several different ones out there. So there are 5-prong and 7-prong. So I made sure I got 7-prong that matched. Made sure all my symbols matched here. And I'm gonna swap these out and see if we can't get it to run.